WWE is desperate and they're trying way too hard. It's clear that they clearly know that their current stories are not working, that they're not resonating with the fans, that the fans are not invested in them. And now they're trying way too hard to give their top stories all these big twists and turns and all these huge shock factor moments, all these viral moments, just so they can get a bunch of views on their YouTube channel, on their Instagram Reels, and on their TikTok. That's just it. That's all WWE is about anymore. It's about creating viral moments and short-term shock factor moments. There's no long-term plan whatsoever because all their long-term stories get sabotaged only for this, only for creating short-term viral moments. Tell me, why did John Cena show up out of nowhere and talk about how he's not showing up at SummerSlam, how he's mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted? Why? Why? Tell me why. Tell me why, Triple H, you son of a bitch, tell me why. Why is Cody Rhodes coming out here and they're dropping the most obvious, the most cliched hints possible for a heel turn? Why? It's because they're trying so hard to get the fans talking. They're trying so hard to come up with something extraordinary, but it just sucks. Because to me, this is nothing different from John Cena's heel turn, from Seth Rollins' heel turn, from R-Truth's return. Just desperate moments. Yeah, that's right. They have nothing for the run, for the long-term run. Just desperate moments that are created as viral moments. Just to go viral on social media. Just to get a bunch of views, clicks, and they can brag about it on their TV shows. That's just it. That's all they're trying to do here. Unlike back in 2023 and stuff like that, when they were actually going viral, creating viral moments by actually telling good stories. Now, they're not going viral whatsoever because their stories are trash, and obviously here and there, they gotta make some desperate moves just to go viral, just to create these big moments. John Cena's heel turn was just that. Seth Rollins' heel turn was just that. R-Truth's return was just that. And now, whether Cody Rhodes turns heel or not, whatever they're doing right now with him is just that. It's just a desperate move WWE's making to get the fans talking. The fans are all talking about how, like, oh my god, Cody Rhodes is gonna turn heel. Look at him. He's wearing the same glasses as The Rock. He's wearing the same watch as The Rock. He talked about The Rock in the promo. No, that doesn't mean anything, alright? Who cares about that? They're doing this just so you guys can start talking about it. Just so you guys can start speculating about a Cody Rhodes heel turn. But guess what? Come SummerSlam, it's not gonna happen. It's just not. Because unfortunately, in the Jean-Paul Levesque era, the only way that a babyface can be interesting is if they show signs of a heel turn. I don't think Cody Rhodes should turn heel. I think that would be a bad decision. But I do understand why a lot of y'all want to see it. It's because you think Cody Rhodes is boring and that his babyface run has been pretty boring. I do agree. But it's because Triple H does not know how to book babyfaces. He just doesn't. He doesn't even book them to wrestle. The top babyfaces barely wrestle. Like even Rhea Ripley acknowledged and talked about that in the Chris Van Vliet podcast. She said that there's been several moments where she's had, okay, maybe not several moments, but she's had, panic attacks and stuff like that because obviously she doesn't wrestle. She barely wrestles. So when she goes out there and has this big match, she gets a panic attack. Or at least she used to, or, got it one time, whatever, you get the point. And she clearly stated that she wishes Triple H would book her more to wrestle on weekly shows and all that stuff. So Triple H clearly has something against booking all these top guys to wrestle on weekly television and, wrestle consistently and all that stuff. So obviously, it's gonna hurt the babyfaces. It's gonna hurt them. The top babyfaces are gonna be affected by that. So obviously, because of that, Cody Rhodes is boring as hell. He's way too boring as a babyface, and as a result, people want to see him turn heel. But here's the thing, WWE is only gonna do one of two things. They're either gonna turn Cody Rhodes heel, which I don't think is gonna happen. But yeah, they're either going to turn Cody Rhodes heel, where he has this heel run that's trash, because obviously WWE doesn't know how to book, and the only reason why they even turned him heel is so they can create a big moment, because they were desperate. Just like John Cena's heel turn, just like Seth Rollins' heel turn, just like R-Truth's return. It's just a desperate move made to get the fans talking. So yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. Or they don't turn him heel, and all this they're doing right now while building up to Cody Rhodes' heel turn, getting the fans talking and all that stuff, by even having John Cena kind of act like the babyface in this past SmackDown, John Cena was kind of being babyface-ish. All of this is just to get the fans talking, just to get them speculating about this heel turn. And I can see it. I see it with my very eyes. The second I open social media, anything about Cody Rhodes or John Cena, it's just about Cody Rhodes' heel turn. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's happening, guys. It's happening. Oh my god. Like, shut up. WWE's going to get everybody's hopes up that we're going to get some kind of a big moment, but come SummerSlam, nothing's going to happen. John Cena's going to, maybe turn face, or maybe he's going to stay as a heel, but Cody Rhodes is going to stay as a face 100%. Or, maybe 90%. I'm 90% sure that's going to happen. And basically, it's just AEW Cody Rhodes all over again. where he does the most diabolical heel stuff on the build up to the match, but then after the match, he's just gonna get on the mic and he's like, I'm never turning heel, guys. I love you guys. Like, that's just it. Even right now, that's all WWE's doing. They always sprinkle some heel tendencies with Cody Rhodes just so they can get the fans speculating about, oh my god, Homelander Cody, Codelander is coming. And they do all of this just so the fans can build up the hype to the match themselves. Because WWE, unfortunately, cannot build hype to a match. Obviously, because John Cena is not even going to be showing up. Whatever segment we got on SmackDown with John Cena and Cody Rhodes, that's it. That's all we're going to be getting with John Cena and Cody Rhodes on the road to SummerSlam. John Cena's not going to show up again until SummerSlam, and that's sickening as hell. And they know that they can't build up anything good for this match. They can't build up that big time hype, so obviously they got to rely on the fans. We got to build up the hype ourselves because WWE stuck to their jobs. So you're telling me we're getting the last ever promo battle between John Cena and Cody Rhodes, the last ever segment between them, and we couldn't even get a proper promo battle between them? Like, are you kidding me, man? Didn't you guys learn anything from their WrestleMania feud? The reason why the hype was so bad for their WrestleMania match is because they never had a promo battle in their first 2 weeks of seeing each other in the ring, face to face. They were saying a whole lot of nothing, and we were basically stalling for 4 weeks after John Cena's heel turn. Until eventually, they realized that The Rock was never coming back, they can't do anything with that, and we finally got a promo battle. A proper promo battle with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Finally. And that's when the hype started to pick up. And that's exactly what you need to do right now. Instead of doing these stupid stuff like John Cena saying he can't make it to SummerSlam because, he's too exhausted from filming a movie and doing WWE at the same time. And then Cody Rhodes forces him to sign the contract and stuff like that. Like, come on, you're just trying way too hard. You're trying way too hard to come up with this big plot twist, come up with this big story. When in reality, considering the standards that WWE has set for themselves in the year 2025, they would be so much better. Their product would actually be considered good if they actually stuck to the basics, if they actually just played their biggest hits. Like, for example, fans would like it so much more if John Cena and Cody Rhodes just went out there last night and had a traditional promo battle. The type of promo battles you have just before your match to build up hype to your match. Fans will like that so much more than this random thing you did just to get them shocked in the short term. Because that's all WWE is right now. Just lazy, basic, short-term shock factor viral moments instead of actual good stories that the fans can invest themselves in. So to all of you NPC marks out there, let me just make one thing clear, or several things clear. Cody Rhodes is not going to be turning heel at SummerSlam. The Rock is not going to be returning at SummerSlam. We're not going to get anything crazy at SummerSlam. All you're doing right now is setting yourself up by getting yourself hyped. And that is exactly what WWE wants. They want you to get hyped because they themselves can't tell good stories to get you hyped. That's the truth. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into the review of tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, that's right, guys. We got a long-ass intro. I get that. I really wanted to get that out of the way. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into this god-awful show. So the show kicks off with Charlotte Flair versus Raquel Rodriguez. And it's like, who cares about this, man? This is the opener, huh? Charlotte Flair and Raquel Rodriguez is the opener. Get out of here, man. Nobody cares about this. And obviously, this is just to set up the SummerSlam tag match for the tag team titles for the women's tag team championships. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. And how was this match set up? It's because Charlotte Flair apparently asked Adam Pearce about it and she just got it. Wow. Just wow, man. Let's just move on. Nobody cares about this. It's just stupid as hell. So yeah, let's just move on. Anyways, then we got Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest because of some backstage segments we got. Obviously, I don't care about it, but the only reason why I am talking about this is because Carmelo Hayes is finally on television. But obviously, as you would expect, it doesn't matter because he doesn't lose, he doesn't win, he doesn't gain anything. It ends in a DQ. It just ends in a DQ. That's it. Aleister Black returns, or not return. Aleister Black shows up and he destroys Damian Priest basically, and that's pretty much it. I do think Damian Priest versus Aleister Black has potential, but let's be honest here. This is Jean-Paul Levesque we're talking about. This is Terra Rising we're talking about. So I am predicting that this is going to be trash. With that being said, let's just move on. Anyways, then we see Solo Sikoa and the MFT, and we get this big thing during the show where Solo Sikoa is trying to frame Jacob Fatu, for the accident or something like that. It's just stupid as hell, man. Like, yeah, at times it was kind of funny because Solo Sikoa, the way he acts and stuff like that, but that's pretty much it. This was really nothing. I don't care about this. I haven't cared about Jacob Fatu in a year. I remember everybody acting like this guy was the best wrestler in the whole world, best wrestler in the, ANY family at least, before he debuted in WWE, and even a little after he debuted in WWE. But ever since then, he's never cut a great promo, or he's, never had a great match that actually makes all of his glazing justified. Because, really, there's nothing about him that makes me invested. He just hasn't done anything, man. No great promos, no great matches, no great nothing. This guy's done nothing. So get out of here. I don't care about Jacob Fatu. I damn sure don't care about Solo Sikoa. So let's just move on. Anyways, then we get to the best part of the show, in my opinion, and that was a tag match. The Fatal 4-Way tag match with the 4 tag teams. I'm not even going to name them. But obviously, yeah, we get this weird Fatal 4-Way format that I talk about each and every single time we see these kind of matches. When you get a Fatal 4-Way tag match, I'm going to say this one last time, alright? One last time. When we get a Fatal 4-Way tag match, it should be a Fatal 4-Way match, but in tag match form. That means you have 4 men or 4 people legal at once. 4 wrestlers legal at once. 4 wrestlers in the ring at once. Not this weird thing we get where you have 2 wrestlers legal and you can tag in your opponents as well. It's weird as hell. It gets confusing as hell, and it's just dumb. So yeah, we finally do get a good match. A great match, as a matter of fact. I really love the talent in this ring. But obviously, as expected, Andrade and Rey Fenix win. And obviously, all of this is good. All of this is great until you remember the fact that the Wyatt Six are the tag team champions. So get out of here. Let's just move on. And that's pretty much it, guys. That was just it. That was the show. Wow. After that, because, after that, we just get right into Cody Cena stuff, which was obviously horrible. So there we go, guys. You got to sit through a 2-hour show just to get to that god-awful Cody Cena segment. John Cena as a heel has actually cut pretty good promos here and there, but obviously they're not going to let him do that with Cody Rhodes for some reason, because we got to do stupid stuff like this. Why couldn't we just get Cody Rhodes and John Cena having a proper promo battle, huh? Why not? So yeah, whatever, man. This was just horrible. I think this actually is a contender for the worst show of the year. I'm going to give this a 0.25 out of 10. If it wasn't for the tag match, I genuinely would have given this a 0 out of 10. And that is it for the review. That is it for the review. There's really nothing more to talk about here. So yeah, I do apologize because, I would love to talk about this even more. I would love to dissect everything and actually talk wrestling, alright? But unfortunately, there is nothing to talk about, man. It's getting to a point where, I don't even know what to say. So yeah, pretty much this whole review, this whole, episode of SmackDown, really, the only thing there is to talk about was how trash the Cena Cody segment was, and how WWE is relying on us to build up the hype for this match for ourselves instead of doing their job and building up the hype themselves. So yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.